Hi, 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 hi. Hi, 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 hi.
Hi, everyone. I'm Rabbi Sissenwein, if we haven't met, and it's really good to see you. So, the way we greet each other in Yiddish is Gut Yontif. It's an easy way to say, have a good holiday. So if I say Good Yontif,
Good Yontif.
that warms my heart. So I have to go outside to the adult community in the tent. You guys get the nice warm inside. But I just want to say Good Yontif and pass it to my colleague, Rabbi Rosen.
All right, before we kick this thing off, I just want to announce that I am going to be heading to the Beit Midrash with Erica, one of our youth specialists, and we have a special program for 6th and 7th graders. So if you are in 6th or 7th grade, 6th or 7th grade, you can follow me out of the sanctuary, and we're going to go have a special program all on our own.
Sort of an elevation, and beginning at the same time, end at the same time. Parents, no logistics to worry about. 6th and 7th graders, let's go with Rabbi Rosen and Erica to have something special.
So we were together, many of us, on Rosh Hashanah, and today we're here for Yom Kippur, and those 2 days are like cousins. They go together, but they aren't quite the same thing. On Rosh Hashanah, we celebrate the beginning of this new year, and on Yom Kippur, we really decide what that year is going to look like. We look back at this last year and see how we can learn from it. What did I like about this last year? What was good about my behavior and who I was? And what was not so great about this last year? And how can I make that change coming into our new year? So we are going to pray together and tell some stories and sing and celebrate Yom Kippur as we think about what this year is going to look like.
We have Machzorim High Holiday Prayer Books here. If you did not get one on the way in, feel free to let one of our staff know. We can make sure they get to you. We turn now to page 24, and we say how beautiful it is that we have bodies that mostly work and bodies that sometimes don't work, and we're perfect the way we are, just like we learned on Kol Nidre with Rabbi Rachel. Page 24.
Join with me on a whoa. Whoa. Keep it going. Whoa. One more time. Whoa. I thank you for my life, my body and soul. Help me realize I'm beautiful and whole. Help me realize I'm beautiful and whole. I'm perfect the way I am and a little broken too. I'm perfect the way I am and a little broken too. I will live each day as a gift I give to you. I will live each day as a gift I give to you. We're gonna sing that whoa one more time. Whoa. Build up the harmony. Whoa. Keep it going. Whoa. A little bit higher now. Whoa. Baruch atah. Baruch atah. Adonai, Rofei chol basar umafli la'asot. Rofei chol basar umafli la'asot. Baruch atah Adonai. Baruch atah Adonai. Rofeh chol basar. Rofeh chol basar. Umafli la'asot. Let's build up those woes. Here we go. A little bit higher. Whoa. Even higher now. Whoa. One more time. Whoa.
We are going to turn to page 25, and it's already 1:38. So in theory, we're all awake for the day. In practice, maybe not so much. We want to make sure that we are really awake, and awake enough that we can pay attention to our prayer and really put all of our heart in it. So as we rise on page 25, we're going to say, am I awake? Am I prepared? And if we aren't, this is a great moment to try and get there.
Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la la la. We'll start, we'll follow together as one community. Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Le'olam va'ed. Ya la la. Sing out your voices, lai lai lai, lai lai lai, ya la lai lai lai, ya la lai lai lai. You may have a seat, and as we turn to page 26, we turn to the words of Shema. And for those that were here on Rosh Hashanah, we learned some special sign language. This is interpretive sign language from Rabbi Darby Lee in Concord, who is deaf himself, and he does interpretations of prayers in sign language, not word for word literal, but with the intention there. So the first thing we're going to do together, friends, is we're going to put our hands, if you're comfortable, we're going to say Shema, meaning listen, but this actually means pay attention. We then say Yis, my pinky is up if you can't see it. Yisrael. This is the country of Israel in sign language, and this is the people coming together and gathering. So to review, we have Shema Yisrael. God is everywhere. We say Adonai, one hand. Other way, God is inside of us and ours, Eloheinu. God is still everywhere, Adonai. But out of many, one, Echad. Let's try that together one more time before we sing it. We say, Shema, Yisrael, Adonai, inside of us, Eloheinu, all around us, Adonai, Echad. And let's bring back that melody. And I want to make sure we've got something really special about the Shema for Yom Kippur.
Oh, can you tell us?
So when we say the Shema every other day of the year, the second line, that line that says Baruch Shem Kavod, we try and say it a little quieter. We don't say it with our full voice like we say the Shema. But on Yom Kippur, there is so much power in this day that we don't hold back. We say both lines at the same strength and power level. So we aren't gonna pull back when we say Baruch Shem Kavod. It's the only day all year long that we do that.
Beautiful. And Max, thank you for joining us again. Let's hear that melody you brought us last week.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai
Let's Baruch Shem Kavod.
Baruch Shem Kavod, Shem Kavod Malto, Le'olam, Le'olam,
On page 27, we're going to chant the Ve'ahavta together. And I know our 6th and 7th graders went to the Beit Midrash, but if we have Hebrew learners who are really excited about Ve'ahavta, we want to hear you loud and proud, and we have some Hebrew learners.
Our 5th graders will definitely be covering that this year.
Amazing. So this is great practice. We're going to chant together page 27. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'otecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha vishinantam levanecha v'dibarta ba'am v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech u'shochtecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם. As we're thinking about what we want to do and be and learn in this new year, I want to learn how to do half as many hand signs as Cantor Josh does. He knows all of the hand motions, and it's such a beautiful way that we can think about what our prayers mean, because it's more than just saying the words. We don't want to just say the words. We want to know what it means, and we want to feel something when we pray, and this is such a beautiful way to help us do that. We are going to turn to page 29, and we're going to ask you to rise if you're able. We get ready for the Amidah, and we say, God, help us get ready to pray. We've been building and building and building, and I want to make sure that I feel ready all the way down to the bottom of my belly and all the way to the tip top of my head. So we say, God, help me open up my mouth so that I can really, really, really pray.
Let's take 3 steps backwards and 3 steps forwards together. Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Adonai sifatai tifta ufi hagite hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotinu ve'imotenu. Page 30. Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei
Just 29 still.
אל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. זוכרנו לחיים, מלך חפץ בחיים, וכותבנו בספר החיים. למענך אלוהים חיים,
Page 30.
מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה.
Please be seated. Page 33, we have the words of Oseh Shalom. Because it doesn't matter what holiday and it doesn't matter what reason we're together, any opportunity we have to pray for peace, that our world can be more whole. Shalom, peace, has the same Hebrew word. The words are related with the word shalem, which means complete. The world will be more complete the more peace it has in it. And the other thing we know is that our voices are stronger than one voice. So when we're together, we take the opportunity to put our collective voices together and make them stronger. So we are going to sing Oseh Shalom and pray for a world with more peace.
Here we go. Oseh Shalom
From the heavens.
Oseh Shalom. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Alleluia. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down.
Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom.
We have a very special part of our Yom Kippur service that is called the confessional. This is the part of the service when we say, I'm sorry. When we think about all of the things that we have done wrong in this past year in order to become better people in the year ahead. And I have to start with a confessional myself, which is that I'm the one who filled in the page numbers on the outline, which is why Cantor Josh said page 30 and not page 29. So
we say yodim velo yodim, knowing or unknowingly, whatever. Yeah.
Yes. So it is true that we are human and we make mistakes all the time. But sometimes we're human and we make mistakes for a reason that's not so great. So our our tradition is so awesome that in order to help us think about the things we've done wrong in the last year, our prayer is created in what is called an acrostic, which means that it is an alphabet of wrongdoings, starting with Aleph, the beginning of the alphabet, to Tav, the last letter. So I want to bring you an alphabet of wrongdoings, just in case the Hebrew prayer doesn't bring up the ones that you're thinking of. Perhaps these can relate. And I'll say one more thing. We take our hand and we place it gently on our hearts, and every time we hear something that we have done wrong, we tap our heart. We're going to learn more about this in a moment, so that we can wake up our heart and remind ourselves we have some doings we can do better in the year ahead. So here is an alphabet of wrongdoings. Let's see if any of these connect. A, asked, "Are we there yet?" over and over. B, borrowed something without returning it. Called people names. Dropped things on the floor instead of putting them where they belong. Expected to get our way immediately. Fought with our siblings or our classmates. Oh, that was a big one. Grabbed something without asking first. Hit instead of using our words. Interrupted when we could have waited patiently. Jumped on the furniture when it wasn't safe. Kicked someone else. Laughed when someone was sad. Made a mess and didn't clean it up. Said no, just for the sake of saying no. Opened something without permission. Did not say please. Was not quiet when someone was sleeping.
Can you verify?
Ran the other way when someone needed help. Didn't say sorry when someone was hurt. Took something without asking permission. Okay, you is a tricky one, but it's really real, really real. Left our underwear on the floor instead of putting it where it belongs. Wrote on something that wasn't ours. Was exhausted, but didn't go to bed. Said yuck to the zucchini without trying it first. So those really resonate. Let's turn to those of our tradition. Some of these words are not in your prayer books. So we're going to do a call and response,
Yep, exactly.
right?
In fact,
but the
whole-
Hebrew is on the bottom of page 34.
Are mine on? Yeah, there we go. In fact, the whole thing, at TBE, we don't do a call and response for our confessional, which is beautiful in its own way. But for many traditional ways to do the Ashamnu is repeat after me. And the first thing I'll need from us is that hand again. And if you see Rabbi Sissenwein on the bima, he specifically says that he does this during the confessional. So that if you feel it in your bones. If you're comfortable, let's just try that once like this.
Hear it?
But I want to offer another suggestion. Rabbi Noah Aronson suggests that we rub our hearts, give it a little massage. And I also want to suggest, as this song's going to suggest, that we're not beating our hearts, but rather just tapping it open like a door, just waiting to be opened in the new year. So friends, can you tap your heart with me like this? Tap, tap, tap your heart. Tap, tap, tap your heart. Tap, tap, tap your heart. On Yom Kippur, it's time to restart. Can we try that together? On Yom Kippur, it's time to restart. Yai da 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 da, yai da 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 da, yai da 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 da. Tap your heart. Let's try that. Tap, tap, tap your heart. Tap, tap, Tap your heart, tap, tap, tap your heart. On Yom Kippur, it's time to restart. Yai da 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 da, yai da 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 da, yai da 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 da. I invite you to repeat after me. This is all of us together, even if you don't think this is for you, Oren. We're gonna make sure that everyone, sorry, I'm pointing him out. We're gonna make sure that everyone knows that this is us all together as one community. We made mistakes. We've done some bad things. But this is what the new year brings. A chance to change, a chance to grow. So tap your heart, nice and slow. Yai dai 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 dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai 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 dai. Now just a taste of the Hebrew on page 34. On page 34. Still repeat after me, still tapping our hearts open. Hashamnu, Bagadnu, Gazalnu, Dibarnu Dofi, Hevinu, Vehirshanu, Zanu, Chamasnu, Tafalnu Shaker, Yai dai 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 dai, Yai dai 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 dai, Yai dai 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 dai. Tap your heart one last time. Tap, tap, tap your heart. Tap, tap, tap your heart. Tap, tap, tap your heart. On Yom Kippur, it's time to restart.
On page 35, this confessional continues with a prayer called Al Chet Shechatanu Lefanecha, for we include ourselves in community when we say we're sorry for our wrongdoings. So let's rise. We'll place our hands upon our hearts. I'm going to read the first few words in Hebrew, and then let's join together in the English. Al Chet Shechatanu Lefanecha,
for the wrongs we have done before you with a confused heart.
Al Chet Shechatanu Lefanecha, for the wrongs we have done before you by disrespecting our parents and teachers. Al Chet Shechatanu Lefanecha, for the wrongs we have done before you by lying. Al Chet Shechatanu Lefanecha, for the wrongs we have done before you by making excuses. Al Chet Shechatanu Lefanecha, for the wrongs we have done before you without even meaning to do so. Al Chet Shechatanu Lefanecha, for the wrongs we have done before you by being unkind. Forgive all these sins, God of forgiveness. Pardon us and grant us atonement.
Ve'al kulam Elohai Slichot, Selach lanu, Mechal lanu,
We remain standing for our Torah service as we turn to page 37. We're going to open the ark, so I want to give my colleagues in the educational team, our dear educators, a moment to make their way up to the bima. And we were not able to share the words of Avinu Malkeinu during Rosh Hashanah, but we're going to do so now as we open the ark. The bottom of page 37.
Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Konenu Vahanenu, Ki Ein Banu Masi, Aseh Imanu, Tzedaka v'chesed, Aseh Imanu, Tzedaka v'chesed, V'hoshienu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Chonenu Vahanenu, Ki Ein Banu Masi.
Page 38.
Many names for God, many job descriptions for God. One of them is merciful and ever compassionate. We're going to say this once with all our might. Page 36. Adonai, Adonai, Erachum Vechanu, Erech Apayim, B'Rab Chesed V'Emet, Notzer Chesed L'Alafim, Noseh Avon V'Fesha, V'Chata V'Nakeh. We'll recite the Shema together. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh v'norah Shemo. We'll all face the ark one more time, give one final bow. Gadlul Adonai iti, unerhamema Shemo yachdav.
So our educators are going to make their way into the community. Draw yourselves near to the Torah, touch it, give it a kiss while we celebrate in song.
Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtakavu le'akosho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtakavu le'akosho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishakavu le'akosho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishakavu le'akosho. Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu Ki Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Al shlosha devarim, Al shlosha devarim, Al shlosha devarim, Al shlosha devarim, Al shlosha devarim ha'olam omer. Al shlosha devarim, Al shlosha devarim, Al shlosha devarim, Al shlosha devarim ha'olam omer. Get ready with your hands. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gimilut chasadim. One more time now. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gimilut chasadim. Shlosha devarim once. Al shlosha devarim. Al shlosha devarim ha'olam omer.
the Torah is sort of come to a rest right now. We'll explain in a moment. You may have a seat.
All right, so we have the largest Torah scroll
Lucky
out.
us.
It's really heavy. Cantor Josh, thank you so much. Let's see, you got the heavy side?
all good.
And you can tell last week the heavy side was all the way at this end because can you remember what story we read at the very beginning of the Torah? It was the creation of the world, right? But today, we're reading the opposite end of the Torah. We had to do some hefty rolling.
And I'm wondering if we can do a little tour, because I know our friends over here maybe not get to see it.
Oh, we're in accordance with one another.
I know, there we go.
So we're at the very end of the Torah, reading today from the book of Deuteronomy, when all of the people are assembled at the mountain to hear God's laws. So we're reading right up
10
against
Mitzvahim. You found it right there?
Here it is, right over here.
Right over there, of course.
Over here.
Yep.
So I would love, if you wouldn't mind holding it for 1 second.
Sure.
I'm going to call up our wonderful Torah reader. We're going to invite to the Torah Cam Friedman. Now, here's the thing about being invited to the Torah on the High Holy Days. You have to have already become b'mitzvah. And we invite you back to read Torah again. This is a very special honor. So can you call Cam forward by his Hebrew name? You get the special drama.
All right, so Cam, you actually have to go back to your seat right now.
Oh.
Beautiful. No, I'm just saying, because if we're going to make a drama, we got to make a drama. Okay, you ready? Cam, are you ready? We're good? Okay. I need a drum roll. 3, 2, 1. Nalamod, nalamod, nalamod. Adin Gabriel ben Shlomo v'ahuva. I call our student Cam to read the Torah.
That was worth it, right, Cam?
If we're going to
Come
make a
on
drama,
up,
you
my
got to do
friend.
it, right?
All right, the rest of us are going to open our prayer books, and I'm going to put this down so I can help hold the Torah. We're going to open our prayer books to page 39, because that is where you will find the blessings for the reading of the Torah. Let's see where it is again, to go a little bit farther. Can you roll towards you? It's over here. Right over here. Okay, so we need to make sure we call up for an aliyah those to bless the Torah. We're going to ask you to stand at your seats instead of rising to the bima. But if you are a grown-up in our community who either serves on our Noar, our youth committee, or who volunteers at the temple on another team, task force, committee, social justice project, we want to honor you and have you rise in your seats. And we're going to have you lead us in the Torah blessings.
And I want to give a special shout out to Sarah Kunin and Victor Davidson, I think Victor's over there, who are our NOAR committee co-chairs, so leading this year on our NOAR committee. Any questions before I ask them?
We're going to do the blessing first, and then we'll have you read. Ready?
All right.
Here we go. Baruch hu et Adonai, and we respond, Baruch Adonai hamborach leolam va'ed. And you repeat, Baruch Adonai hamborach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai, noten ha'torah. Right, do you see where it is, Kim?
Atem nitavim hayom kulechem livnei Adonai Elohechem rashtechem shivtechem ziknechem v'shotrechem kol ish Yisrael tapechem nishechem v'gerecha asher bekerev machanecha mechotei v'tzecha ad shoev meimecha la'avracha be'ivrit Adonai Elohecha uvela'ato asher Adonai Elohecha koredimcha hayom.
And we say,
Yasher
Yasher
Koach.
Koach. And let's have the rest of us bless the Torah, the blessing after. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen. Yasher Koach to you. Let's remain standing for a moment as I have a blessing for all of you who joined together in leadership of our community. Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu. May God, who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless those of you grown-ups in our community. We are grateful for your gifts that you bring to us, the many ways that you help to better our world. Bless them, God, with continued strength as they teach us how to be great leaders and mentors. And let us say,
Amen. We'll now take a moment to lift the scroll. I invite our bodies to rise as we're comfortable. וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל. על פי אדוני ביד משה. Yalai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai.
let's be seated. We are in for a treat today as we get to hear from Rabbi Kalman a story.
And before Rabbi Kalman begins, David and Andrew, you know who you are, which David, which Andrew. I invite you to just come on up. We're going to sit on the bima for a moment.
Just going to come sit in these chairs for no reason whatsoever.
For no reason whatsoever.
That may or may not be revealed. I want to tell you a story, and it's a story about a town that had some people who lived in it. And it sounds kind of as regular, and they were a regular town full of regular people. But they wanted to find a way that they could celebrate together at the end of Yom Kippur. It's such a long day. And they wanted to have a beautiful, beautiful, big full meal together at the end of Yom Kippur. But the problem was that for all of these regular people, just like us, it was a lot of work and time and money for one person to make food for everyone. And so the mayor of the town came and he said, I have an idea. I am going to find the biggest pot that we have in town. Big, huge pot. He said, now I'm going to put it in the center of our town square, and I'm going to light a fire under it. I'm going to fill it with water, and we're going to make soup. And everyone laughed at him. They said, you can't make soup just out of water. That's just water. That's not a soup. He said, no, here's what we're going to do. Everyone in town is going to come and bring what they have to put in our big soup pot. He said, so if you have a chicken and you have a carrot and you have some celery, you're all going to bring it, and slowly, bit by bit by bit, we're going to have a beautiful soup. And at the end of Yom Kippur, we're going to come out of temple, and that's what's going to be waiting for us. And so time went by, and everyone was supposed to be bringing all of their ingredients to the center of town to make this big pot of soup. And so the end of Yom Kippur day comes, and everyone is hungry. They have that pit in the bottom of their belly. They're so hungry, and they're so ready for this big, beautiful soup. So the mayor comes out into town, and he takes his great big ladle, his really, really big spoon, and he sticks it into the pot, and he pulls it up, and he takes a sip. He tastes it again. He said, that's not soup. That's just water. That can't be. So he takes another sip. And right, it's just water. How could that be? Everyone was bringing things all day, right? And he looked out at everyone, and everyone sort of looked down at their shoes or looked up at the sky, because every single person in town thought someone else was going to bring vegetables and yummy, delicious things to make some soup. So they said, it's okay. Someone else will do it. I don't need to bring it. Someone else will. But the problem was everyone thought that. And so at the end of the day, all they had was this big pot of water. And the mayor said, I don't know what in the world we are going to do. Until a kindergartner, is anyone here in kindergarten? Kindergartners are really, really important. They're really important and really important to this story because a kindergartner said, hold on, I know what we're gonna do. And he ran all the way home and he ran all the way back and he held up an onion. He said, I have one onion to make soup. And people in town kind of laughed at him, which wasn't very nice, but they sort of laughed at him and they said, what do you mean you have an onion? So we've got a big, big pot of water and one little onion. That's not a soup. That's water with an onion. He said, no, but I brought my onion, and maybe you'll bring your carrot, and you'll bring your chicken, and you'll bring your celery, and it's starting to sound like a soup. And so slowly, everyone in town started to bring all of the pieces that they needed to make a soup, and at the end of the day, they had made something beautiful together. Because we need to never forget that we are an important piece of the puzzle, each of us individually are important to what makes our communities run and work and what makes them so special. On Rosh Hashanah, Rabbi Sapphire taught us about how we are all created B'Tselem Elohim in the image of God, that each one of us is special and unique and sacred and holy and important just the way we are. And that's so, so true. And the next piece is that our sacred individual uniqueness, our holiness, we need to bring that to the rest of our community because we are just part of what makes it strong. If we look around the room, right? We've got all different people in here. And it wouldn't be the same if just one of you weren't in here, right? If one of you gets up and walks out, it's going to be a little bit different because we need what's so special and what's such a beautiful part of you. So anyone who was with us on Rosh Hashanah, do you remember what we gave you on Rosh Hashanah? The green squares. Thank you, my friend. We gave you green squares of felt, and we said, we want you to decorate this. You guys can stand. We want you to decorate this with what makes you special and wonderful. And you did, but here's what we didn't know. Those weren't green squares. Those were leaves. And leaves grow beautifully on a tree, but a tree with one leaf isn't quite as special. And so here is what our beautiful, beautiful uniqueness came together as a community to make.
I am here, I am now, asking when, asking how. That Shema we sang earlier. Shema Yisrael. Shema Yisrael. Adonai Eloheinu. Adonai, Adonai Echad. One more time. Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. These next words are going to tell us to take a deep breath. So let's do that together. Breathing in, breathing out. I am with and without. Hear my voice singing out. Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Loud and proud, Baruch Shem. Here we go. Baruch Shem Kivod, Shem Kivod Malchuto, Le'olam, Le'olam, Va'ed.
Look at what the beautiful piece inside of you made when we joined it with each other's beautiful pieces. It made this tree, and not just any tree, this is the TBE tree, because that's what makes us special at TBE, is all of you and the ways we come together. And I want to make sure everyone heard the beautiful words that Max just sang. At the beginning, this is our Shema melody we've been singing together for all of the holidays. But at the beginning, he said the words, I am part of this whole. And you are all part of the whole, and bringing what's so wonderful about you to the rest of us. And so before you leave today, as you exit through the doors, we have these bags for you. And they say, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. I am part of this whole. And can anyone see from where I'm holding it what's on these bags? What's the image on it? Puzzle pieces. I heard someone say it. When you look inside your bag, we have a puzzle. Except it sort of looks like it's not a great puzzle yet, because you're what's going to make it wonderful. This is a blank puzzle. You get to decide what happens on it. You're going to take your uniqueness and what makes you special, and you're going to decorate this puzzle with that. And then you're going to take it apart and see what happens. If you lose a piece of this puzzle, it won't work the same way. We have to bring all of us together. So we can't wait to see how you decorate your puzzle. Please take one of these on the way out. Our beautiful tree will be hanging in the atrium for our first day of school next Sunday. First day of school. So you can come and visit it and see if you can find your leaves. It'll be hanging for everyone.
So before we go, just a few important things that we would like you to hear. First is my gratitude for our entire team, our clergy, our staff, our educational team, our musicians, our administrators, who helped bring this entire TGIHH experience together. I was overwhelmed. Did anyone just feel when you saw this unravel before you? Well, my prayer is this is how you will feel when you become part of our community this year. So my gratitude to all of you for making that happen. A few announcements for the rest of the day. Here is our schedule. Right after, if you are staying for the hour of response, our friends who have been out in the tent freezing their little tushies off, unfortunately, are going to come inside. So we're going to have you in just a moment. We're going to exit out this way to make room for those who are coming for the hour of response. It will be very, very helpful for us if you can take your white TGIHH booklet pamphlets with you out the door, and you can trade it in for one of the puzzle booklets that we have. And please place underneath your seats are the gray silver machzorim that we'll be using in the adult sanctuary for services this afternoon. Families, children, we invite you back at the end of the day. If you arrive at 6:30, you'll make it just in time for our Havdalah and last shofar blast of the holiday as we end Yom Kippur together. It is a special tradition at TBE to have all of our children who are present come up on the bima and end the holiday with us, so we hope you will do that. Two more announcements, a few more actually. October 1st, this upcoming... Is that already this upcoming
October
Sunday?
1st is this Sunday. Everything's happening. First days of our religious school, Sukkot Fun Fest. There's an immigration justice event in the Sukkah that evening. Sukkot begins Friday night. It's going to be a blast.
Great. Check your announcements for what is going on here during Sukkot. And the last two things I will say, One, here at Temple Beth Elohim is we love Jewish overnight camp. We are so lucky to have a connection with those who attend overnight camp. We got Max from Crane Lake Camp, which is incredible. If you want to talk about Jewish overnight camp for your children or your family, please come talk to us, specifically Erica and Allie. And finally, the last thing I will say before we dismiss is that we are very excited that not this December, but next December, 2024, we will be taking a family trip to Israel. We have an information session on October 16th coming up. If you are interested in traveling with me and my family to Israel, it should be an incredible experience. Did we get them all?
I think we got
All
everything.
right, so let's end. It's the last page of your book if you want to help us greet the day. They're coming in, so let's make a transition as we sing. Gemar Tova, everybody. Gemar
Hi,
Tova.
hi, 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 hi. Hi, 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 hi. Hi, 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 hi. Hi, 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 hi. Shana Tova Tikatehu. Shana Tova Tikatehu. Shana Tova Tikatehu. Shana Tova.